Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Intelligent Moron with Alex Silva. I just got back from a nice 4-day vacation, and man, I needed that. Now, I haven't gone on vacation in a while, right? I work a lot, I do a pod, I work out a lot. I was like, we got to go on a vacation. So, me and my family, we went to Los Angeles, and we went to see the Dodgers play the what was it? The Arizona Diamondbacks on opening day, and we won the game. Great experience. It's always fun to watch my team play. By the way, we look unstoppable. By the way, um, we have the best lineup in the game. We have the best pitchers, and I don't see any team in the National League that could stop us from reaching another World Series. I'm just gonna call it out right now. Um, I know it's kind of like easy for me to say this because we currently have the best lineup assembled in baseball, but with that comes a lot of pressure, right? And that you need to perform when you have a lineup like this. Um, and I just, opening day, right? We've had a lot of players that we've had retained throughout these years of recent success. Mookie Betts, right? Freddie Freeman. Um, Now Shohei's been here a few years now. The OGs like Max Muncy and Will Smith, right? We've had like a lot of players come and go, but we've had a lot of players stay and stick around. Kike Hernandez. Um, and it's crazy, when you're a fan of this team for so long, you build a connection and a love for the players like no other, right? Like every time these players come up to the at bat, there's always cheers and shouts and cheer and organized like cheering and everything like that. And there's sheer love for these players, right? And they're really good players. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei, they all perform very well, right? For us and for the fans of baseball in general, right? Um, for our boys, Will Smith has always been a consistent performer as a catcher, as a hitter. Max Muncy's been really good for us. Even some of the newer comers like Andy Pajes, um, and sometimes Tommy Edman, Kike Hernandez, um, Miguel Rojas now is a Los Angeles Dodgers hero. Um, we have our boys, right, and we have we love them. But what I noticed this time around is we also have a new player that is very, very good. His name is Kyle Tucker from Chicago. And, it's weird seeing a good player like Kyle Tucker kind of start out as a Los Angeles Dodger on a new team, right? Because the majority of the fans that were at the game probably have never even seen him play for the Dodgers or even play in general. He's a really good player. He got a couple hits in the series against a couple important ones too against the Diamondbacks in the sweep. And when I was there opening day, they announced his name. When he was up to bat, there's like no cheers at all for him. I'm like, well, yeah, we don't know this guy yet. Like, he was a big sign, right? He was a big signing, but like, we don't really know how he's gonna pan out. We don't know how good he is, but everywhere else, you watch any MLB show or talk to Cubs fans or even Astros fans, and they're like, yeah, he's a good player. But it's like it was so strange seeing like barely any cheers for Kyle Tucker, just because we don't know him yet. We don't know if he's gonna be that good or if he is that good, right? I'm sure like once we get to see more of him, we're gonna warm up to him a lot. But it was just very strange to see that happen. I'm pretty sure like when we signed Shohei Ohtani and he came up to bat the first time, I'm pretty sure like fans were going crazy because we already kind of knew how good Shohei was. Just because he was such a star, even on the Angels, he was like carrying that team's stardom. But yeah, I'm pretty sure like once we get to know Kyle Tucker more, and how good he really is, we're going to be like, oh yeah, this is our boy. But it was just so strange seeing like no cheers at all for this guy. As far as the experience at the stadium, I mean, I had gone off. I was going off the rails on opening day, meaning my consumption of food and beverage was off the chain. I had 2 Dodger dogs. One was the regular grilled one with like chicken and pork or whatever. I don't even know. Maybe turkey, some kind, hot dog, mystery meat crap. And the other one was all beef. I gotta tell you, man, the all beef one was just so much better than the regular Dodger dog by a million. It was just way better, more flavor, um, and everything. It was just way better. I had 2 of those. I had a personal size pizza and 2 Bud Lights that entire game, and I felt like an absolute king. I hadn't eaten that good at a baseball game in a while. I was a little disappointed in some of the food options because, whenever I would go to Dodger games, we would go and eat in like the outfield, eating area. And it's like behind like the outfield, right? And they used to is a key word here. Is why I'm so sad. They used to have a Shake Shack stand there where you can get Shake Shack burgers and fries, obviously. And those were so freaking delicious. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Shake Shack. Shake Shack is so freaking good, in my opinion. The quality of the burgers there, they're like smash burgers, but they're just so freaking good. The flavor of the beef, the assembly with the bun and all the veg and their sauce and cheese is just so freaking good. And they have cheesy fries there. Oh man, those are amazing as well. So I was excited to get some Shake Shack. Turns out, Shake Shack is no longer at Dodger Stadium. It is now the Habit. And I was so bummed because I was just like, what? The Habit? I have the Habit at home. I don't want to eat the Habit. So I got to tell you, man, I was tremendously disappointed that they got rid of the Shake Shack in favor of the Habit. It was such a wild thing to realize, and such a sad thing as well, because Shake Shack, bro, that was so much better. I mean, the Habit's good and all. I don't dislike the Habit. I used to dislike it. I had it again. I'm like, you know what? This is better. This is a lot better than what I remember. And I've had it recently, periodically from time to time. I'm like, yeah, this is good. This is actually pretty good. It's not like bad anymore. It's good. The fries are kind of whatever. They can be good. They could be bad. But for the most part, they're pretty good. The burgers are good though too. It's just like the Shake Shack was just way, way better, like by a long shot. The fact that they got rid of the Shake Shack is just, to me, a dream crushing. Like, I always go there, before the game. I'm like, I'm gonna get a Shake Shack burger right now and some cheesy fries and just crush that. And then like 20 minutes later, I'm gonna go get a Dodger dog, because I'm a grown man and I like to eat a lot of food. Sometimes gluttony, but I'm like, I want a Shake Shack burger. I don't want this Habit crap, and it's not crap, but it's like, it's just not as good. I think to the point where I might be a little delusional. Maybe bring me back if I'm being a little delusional, but I was like, in a way, at one point being like, this could be better than In-N-Out. Like, not gonna lie, like, it's the quality of these meats is so good, and I I just don't. I was like, how could anyone think that the Habit is a better place than Shake Shack? I don't know. Maybe it's just like the Habit was like outbidded Shake Shack for that place, and they're like, you know what, Habit, you win. You get the place. And I think, read like an article somewhere that, or the headline at least, that the Shake Shack was like the number one burger in the country in terms of like fast food burger. I was like, what? How is? I couldn't even believe that. I don't even know if the habit is like regional, like if it's like in a certain region of the country, like only like in California or something like that. I doubt it. If it won that award, there's no way it would be just regional, like to where I live, you know. Um, but again, my sheer disappointment, right, was really just sad. Um, I tried to get a pepperoni pizza there. All they had was cheese, which is fine. I'm a huge cheese pizza fan, but I do like pepperoni a lot, and I crushed that as well. I did not end up getting any ice cream though, which kind of sucked. Um, I wanted some soft serve, but they kind of closed down the snack bars like kind of like early, like the eighth inning. They're like kind of already shutting down, like shutting the gate to it. I'm like, wow, you guys are already freaking tapping out, wild. Then I had the two beers, and I was like, whoa, I'm feeling amazing right now. Usually, I don't get that much at the baseball games. I try to stay and sit there and watch the game more, but I was like, you know what? I'm on vacation, man. I'm gonna eat a lot tonight, which was great. I loved every second of it. It was fantastic. Um, and then the next day we went to Universal Studios, which is also very cool. And that was Friday, so I couldn't eat meat that day. So I was essentially snacking the entire time. I had a piece of pizza, which was cheese, very good, from Luigi's. It's a place in the Simpsons area, very good. And that's all I had for the day. That's all I had for the day at Universal. And I felt, I'm like, oh man, I'm so hungry. But I did have two beers. I had a beer at the Isla New bar in Jurassic World Land, and then I had a Duff beer from the Simpsons Land, and then I had a butter beer from Harry Potter Land. And I was like, okay, this is an incredible trip so far. I'm just splurging out, on all these things I would never do, which is good, right? You restrain yourself a lot during the work week in regular life, but on vacation you're like, you know what? I'm gonna have some fun. Should I have really paid $20 a beer at the baseball game? No, but I'm there. Why not? Right? I'm having fun. Um, we rode a lot of the rides, the good ones at least, at the Universal. We rode them multiple times. We got these express passes for rides, which was really cool. You get to jump in front of every single line, go in the front. We rode the good ones the most though. Harry Potter. We rode the Mummy twice, Transformers twice, Jurassic Park twice, and we did the Minions one, which was like a little theater one, which is really not worth it in my opinion. But hey, it qualified for the pass, so we're like, let's give it a shot. And then we did the Mario one, but we did Mario first because when we got there, it was really early. We're like, you know what, might as well try to get Mario out of the way because Mario did not qualify for the Express Pass. So, all in all, I really, really like the bottom portion of the Universal rides the most. That being it having Jurassic World, Mummy, and Transformers. Transformers being my least favorite just because it's a little too jerky for me and not as fun, in my opinion. Then it would be Mummy, and then I really like Jurassic Park, dude. Like, it's not as cool as I think it would have been when it was park days, like more animatronics and not as many, and not like a giant screen of like a mosasaur in the very beginning. Would have been more animatronic jungly. There's still some jungly parts, but I think I could have liked a little bit more. The ride is also kind of short when you think about it. You compare it to Splash Mountain at Disney, and it's like light years more more ride. Like, wow. All right. The drop though is still really cool. Um, at the inside of it before you drop down the tunnel in the cave, still really fun. Um, you don't get as wet as you would if you sit on the far left side of the boat in Jurassic World. Figured that out the hard way. Well, not so hard for me, but my brother. I made him sit on the left side, and he got really wet both times. And I was like, okay, now I know the hot zone for this ride is the far left side. Not going to sit there ever again. So that was fun too. And after that, went to go eat in Burbank. Boiling crab. Cajun food, right? My God. I am never going to wait for freaking boiling crab on a Friday night during Lent ever again. It was 2 hours. And we're like, you know what? Let's just commit. Let's do it. We can't even eat meat today. I don't want to go eat like a stupid fish taco. I want some seafood boil. We're like, okay, fine, whatever, let's do it. 2 hours went by. They call our name. I'm like, geez, man. By far, though, I will say, I have been to the Boiling Crab, not during Lent, in the same Burbank location. It is by far the most popular restaurant they have in that general area. There is a Chipotle. There is a couple other smaller restaurants across the street. There is a Yard House. Boiling Crab, for some reason, is so freaking popular. It completely gets the most attention and the most customers by far than any other restaurant there. I don't know why. Like, it's good, but like I don't know if like people need to go there that much. I mean, I was afraid that they were going to run out of seafood because, the combination of Friday night, Lent, like this is like the place where Catholics like myself go to eat for dinner. I mean, I was just like, I wonder if they're going to have any fish left. And I'm waiting a long, long time. I'm like, I hope I can get some fish. I really hope so. If not, I'm going to be very freaking angry, So we had that. And then I was a little disappointed because I didn't get any ice cream at the game. I didn't get any ice cream at the Universal. So I'm like, you know what? We're not going to go back to the hotel just yet. Across the street from the Boiling Crab is a Cold Stone. And I get a medium-sized ice cream. I'm like, okay, now we can go. Killed that ice cream on the way back to the hotel, in record time. And I was like, yes. Now I'm satisfied. I just needed some ice cream, man. I really did. I had two opportunities where I could have gotten a good either cone or cup of ice cream, and I didn't get any. But you know what? I got there, and I was like, yeah, this is good. And I don't know, like, that ice cream was like $10 for a medium size. We have a Cold Stone around here where I live. I'm not too sure if this is the same price. I'd have to go and research that, but I'm like, $10 is kind of expensive for ice cream. I'm like, I know gas is high right now, very high. Like, did they raise the price of ice cream too as well? I'm not too sure about that, but I noticed it was like 10 something. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. Also, you know what's funny? In Los Angeles, and especially like in like big places like amusement parks and baseball stadiums, at least in these two areas, everywhere you pay for something, they ask you for a tip. Every single place. Even in like we were at like a sandwich shop in Burbank, like just to get some sandwiches, and that asked for a tip as well. I was like, you guys are always asking for tips. No thanks. Like, I'm not gonna tip you just for you to give me a sandwich or to make an ice cream. That's your job, right? I'm not gonna give you a tip for that. I'm sorry. Like, I will put a custom, because it gives you options, right? And it's always a percentage. And there's like a 20%, and then 30%, and then like I think a 50%. I'm like, pfft. Then there's another option that says other. I always hit other and put a 0 and then enter. Like, yeah, you're not getting a single tip out of me. What's the matter with you? But even at the freaking what was it? Universal, same thing. I was like, no. Even at the beer refrigerators at Dodger Stadium, where all you do is you walk into an area, pick up a beer, they crack it open for you, and then you pay. And they ask for a tip on the freaking pad. It's like, no tip. Absolutely no tip. Sorry, but that's not going to happen. Anyways, after we came back, I had another day off just to chill. It was incredible. It was one of the best times I've had this year so far. Just a quick little 4-day vacation. I loved it. Hadn't been on actual vacation in over a year at that point. Last time I went was in 2024. I went to Disneyland for like 3 days. That was fun too. But yeah, had a lot of fun. Cannot wait to do it again. Luckily, the weather wasn't too bad at all. I was worried because it was gonna get warm in Los Angeles, but it wasn't. It was warm, but not terribly uncomfortably warm. And then our seats were always in the shade, so we never had any issue with the heat. So I was like, yeah, this rocks. I do have to say though, the opening ceremonies for the opening day were led by Mr. Will Ferrell. He was the feature act of opening day. Kind of lame. Wasn't very fun. A little awkward at some points. They try to make it really funny because Will Ferrell's a funny guy. But this just kind of fell flat for me. But not as cool as last year's, which was Ice Cube. And that was awesome. They had Ice Cube last year in a lowrider riding the trophy out. This year, they had Will Ferrell driving that same lowrider with Shohei and Freddie Freeman carrying both trophies from back-to-back championship years. Not as cool, just because Will Ferrell just is, it just didn't fit. You should have had either Ice Cube again or like Snoop Dogg. That would have been sick. But all in all, though, still really fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Speaking of Harry Potter land, HBO and Warner Brothers has released the first teaser trailer for season 1 of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which is the new remake of the Harry Potter book 1, the Sorcerer's Stone. I don't know why it's called the Philosopher's Stone. I have the book with me, and I checked, and it said the Sorcerer's Stone. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Is it fan fiction? Like, what's going on? But it seems to be the first book of Harry Potter is being turned into a TV show, which we knew already, but now we got our first look and trailer at this upcoming TV show on HBO and HBO Max. And I have some thoughts. First and foremost, I am not the biggest Harry Potter fan. I think a lot of you guys know that already. I like Harry Potter. I don't like it as much as Lord of the Rings. I don't watch it as frequently as Lord of the Rings, but I do watch them from time to time. And I have the utmost respect for Harry Potter, the movies. I think that those movies were produced and made and, distributed with the utmost care and respect and love and hard work and dedication to bring that world to life in all 8 movies and to the best that they possibly could in a movie format. And they do it very, very well. I still watch those movies. I was watching the at the hotel, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, my favorite one. And just the sheer production value, the sets, the costumes, the settings, the storytelling, the characters, the acting is all superb. I mean, absolutely superb in those movies. And Goblet of Fire is not a lot of people's favorite, but it is mine. But you can still tell like they crafted the world of Harry Potter in all of those movies to the best way that they possibly could. And it's a very good way and a very good depiction of that world of Harry Potter. They set the bar so high with that. I mean, the castle, right, Hogwarts, in these movies is so iconic because it feels so real, because it is real. Like, those are real sets, real practical sets, working parts to an entire set. The staircases, the paintings, the classrooms, like they have all that, magic looking vibe to it. Like, it's kind of like, straight from the book, what it feels like. They got these big freaking glasses, these big like beakers, these um potion, potion pots and crap like that, and magic and lights and wands, and the cities around, like Gringotts, and the buildings and everything looks amazing. It does. Like, if you go back and watch the Harry Potter films, you'll say the same exact thing. Like, wow, this looks incredible. This looks real. And not just like the setting and everything, but the characters too. Like Harry, Ron, Hermione, all great characters. Malfoy's a good character. Snape's a good character. Dumbledore's are good. Hagrid is phenomenal. McGonagall's great. Voldemort is good. All the side characters, Sirius Black, Malfoy's dad, this even like the Weasleys. The Weasleys are like the greatest like characters, side characters, because like it's like, wow, these are such freaking like heartwarming, fun characters. Like how could anyone even why would anyone think that they could just remake this whole world and not be instantly compared to what had come before? Because let's be honest, guys, don't lie, the minute we saw this, we're like instantly comparing it to the Sorcerer's Stone film. Like I mean, like one of the first shots you see of a main character besides Harry Potter is Hagrid, played by Nick Frost. And I like Nick Frost, but I saw Nick Frost in this role of Hagrid, and I was like, oh no, this ain't it. Like, with all due respect, Nick Frost is a good actor, and I'm sure he's gonna do well in this. But oh no, this is not it. It's just not it. Like, the guy who plays Harry, the guy who plays Ron, the girl who plays Hermione. I'm like, this ain't it, guys. We already had this, and we're getting it's the same exact thing. There's nothing special about this. Why is this being made? First of all, you're losing on Hagrid already. Harry, he looks exactly like the guy in the book. Okay, so did the other guy. Ron apparently is not going to be as Ronny as he was in the movies, which I didn't read the books, so it's like, yeah, Ron is a really important character. It's like, okay, yeah, he was in the movies. You probably just don't remember all that well. Hermione is still Hermione, but it's like, I mean, why did this get made? We already have the movies. Perfect condition. They're perfect. Sure, there's some here, there's some, things they changed, things they might have glossed over that they're not going to gloss over in a TV show, right? I mean, that's what they always say. But I don't understand why we made this, why this was even made at all. And it's like, it's totally like something like, it's a combination of like, it's not looking as good as the original, and I've already seen this before. It's a combination of that. It's like, I've seen this already, and it doesn't look any better than what I've seen before. Like, I've seen the Sorcerer's Stone. Phenomenal. I saw the trailer for the Philosopher's Stone. I'm like, seen it. Why do I need to see this again? And nothing looks any better. In fact, it looks worse than the original. So I don't know. I truly don't think that this trailer, as much as it captured all these views for some odd reason, like, it doesn't look worth my time to watch this TV show. I don't think I will either. I really don't think I will. I don't think it's worth time because there's nothing that really popped in this trailer that the movie had already that the movie hadn't already done. I was like, I've seen this whole thing already. I know it's gonna happen, and it looks worser than the one that came before it. Um. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm really like, just like, why did they make this? This doesn't look like any better than the one that came before it. And two, you have to admit that we're immediately going to compare the show from to the movie as soon as this releases. I mean, they're already doing it with the trailer, you know? So I just don't see the purpose of this entire show. It really did not like grab me at all. It was like, okay, whatever. Seen it. um but yeah, I mean, I guess it's like for the new age, right? The new fans of Harry Potter, but the movies are literally like the same exact story. Like, it's not like the story is changed. It's the same story. It's just going to be a stretched out version of it. I don't know. And they've already said that it's going to take like multiple years before seasons come out. Already an L. Tremendous L. Loss. It's going to be very strange when these kids grow up and they're supposed to be like 13 and they're like 17. I know that's what happened in the movies, but knowing how TV is produced nowadays, it doesn't get any easier. Once you put out that first season, you got to keep upping the ante. And knowing from the past, the movies always up the ante, which is going to take longer to film, which is going to take more years to produce, which is going to be like, you know, we might not even see the Chamber of Secrets for like 3 years. And that's going to be strange. That's going to be very strange. And that means we won't see Prisoner of Azkaban in like 5 years. And at that point, we're like, what are we doing? Why are we taking so long with this crap? But then I saw like, you know, it's going to take longer to make, you know, the next coming seasons. This is coming from like the executives at HBO. That immediately tells me like they didn't plan it that well. They didn't plan, you know, out the seasons that well, which shouldn't be hard to plan because you have books already to plan it, to write it, to adapt it. Like, there's no having to think what's going to happen with this character. It's already written. You just got to copy and paste it to a script and get it done. I mean, they said they wanted a more faithful adaptation. All you got to do is copy and paste from the book. Like, what are we doing? Why is it taking that long? I can only imagine, you know, once we get to like, if we even get to like Goblet of Fire, right? That's going to have even more CGI, right? Even more like crazy effects and stuff like that. I mean, if they plan to do the entire series, right? They're gonna have to get moving on this pretty quickly. You know, I think there was like a 10-year plan for this whole series to be, which gives it like 3 years in between of like no season, right? So I don't know. That was your initial plan, but I'm just like, I'm not vibing with this at all. I'm really not. I didn't think I would because it's something I've already seen, something a lot of people have already seen, and I was right. It's just like, well, been there, done that. Like, I don't need to watch that again. So there's that. Not interested. Not really looking forward to that. Probably won't watch it. I mean, my sister was a huge Harry Potter fan. I asked her, did you watch it? She said, nah, not really. And I'm like, okay, well, the magic is dead. So it's dead. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if this is going to work out, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. This past Sunday, though, I had the privilege to get some time to go watch Project Hail Mary. A movie starring Ryan Gosling. Science fiction movie about a guy who's a teacher, not an astronaut, who's sent to space to save our planet's sun. And in pursuit of this quest, stumbles upon an alien who shares the same problem. and they must team up together to save each other's son. I won't say how or what because that's in the movie, but that's the initial synopsis. That is the initial idea. And when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I was like, this looks really cool. This looks very cool. This looks very promising. I hope it doesn't get slept on. And then as the date came closer and closer, people were seeing it. Reviewers, critics, journalists, influencers, and it was getting good reviews. A lot of people were digging this movie, and I was like, wow, okay, now I really, really got to see this movie. Not like I should base my, not that I should base my opinion to see it or not on other people, but I was like, wow, okay, this looked good, but like if it's like this good, holy crap, I really got to see this. The word of mouth is way too strong here. Everyone's telling me that this is a cool movie, so I went to go see it, and my God, was this an incredible film. I mean, an amazing movie. For me, from start to finish, like this thing gets going, and I'm interested and invested in the characters, in the mission, and the reason for doing this whole thing. Ryan Gosling, I'm not a huge fan, but he played a very good part in this movie. Just like a regular dude, scientist, who knows some things. Is like, you're the only guy that can kind of do this, so we're going to have to put you through this. Kind of like, the story, like, a guy doesn't really want to do it, doesn't want to leave home, whatever, but he's got nothing really, in his life, so it's like, you know what? All right, fine. And, the story goes, way deep into science fiction, like science and all that stuff like that, and how things work and space travel and what this thing that they need to help their son and the science behind that. I'm like, wow, this is really cool. This is really interesting. I'm a huge sci-fi guy, so I'm like, the combination of a heartwarming story and science fiction is really, I'm really interested in that type of stuff. And seeing how it all played out, him trying to, do it on his own, essentially. And then him stumbling to his new friend, Rocky, who's a rock alien. Not a spoiler, it's in the trailer. But was a very interesting dynamic in how, this became a solo journey to a buddy journey. And that, to me, is at the core of why I think that this movie is so successful, because it kind of brings, the friendship that they, make in this movie is so like heartwarming and just uplifting that these guys are in such a dire situation for themselves, their safety, and their respective planets, that they have to come together to reach a goal. And through that comes struggle, comes problems, comes doubt, failure. But the movie always stays true to what it is, and it's about a positive movie. It's a positive movie and uplifting and like, spiritful, and has a lot of character. And it was just a joy to watch this movie. Not just from the actor's point of view and Ryan Gosling, being great as he always is, but the music too. The music, the themes, the visual effects, the space journey itself, the wonder that it produces. I mean, just everything about it is just so well done. Where it's like, you are so, as a viewer like me, I'm so happy that this movie is doing well because it deserves it. Like, it's a movie that easily could have been like a flyby. Like, it was good, but no one saw it. But everyone is kind of seeing this, and it's doing well financially. And it's even getting buzz, like, are they going to make a sequel? Amazon wants it. It's like, but like, you just have to kind of like look at this movie and be like, wow, thank goodness that this movie didn't just like go under the radar. Like, it's actually a really, really amazing movie when you really watch it and you get the spirit behind it. and like you feel like you understand it better, and it's kind of in a way relatable. I mean, like it's a crazy space sci-fi story, but at the core it's like about friendship and bravery and teamwork and not giving up. And you might not have like the greatest life, but if you got someone that you care about, and then you care about them back and they care about you back, you're going to go to wit's end to solve this problem and get through it. It's really good. Like it's incredible. There was like so many parts and points in the movie where like I could actually cry. Like it's just so beautiful. Like it's so simple, but it's so beautiful. And it's like, dang, I'm so happy that this movie was made, and it's succeeding because it truly captures like the human spirit of friendship and love. It's like, wow, this is unbelievable. Um, and I just loved it so much. I really did. I did not think that I would enjoy it as much as I did, but I'm like, you know what? I could go see this again and again. And when this comes out on Blu-ray, for sure I'm buying this. Like this is a must-own Blu-ray physical copy or 4K. But yeah, I was just wow. I loved it. So, if you saw my post on X, which I hope you did, I'll say it right now. Project Hail Mary, for me, scores a 9.6 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, I just really loved it. It was amazing. I can't say anymore. I mean, I don't want to spoil it at all. And it was an awesome, awesome movie. Like the best movie I've seen of the year so far. Best movies, without a doubt, that I've seen so far. It might be one of the better movies of the year. I mean, it's a long shot. It's still the beginning of the year. It's barely April 2nd, but that is a high bar that Project Hail Mary has, put up. Deservedly, by the way. Moving on to some gaming news. Some pretty disappointing news. And news that I think is going to finally sway me into changing my ways. By the way, I don't want to change my ways, but I guess I'm being forced to. So, PlayStation has announced that the prices of their consoles will indeed be going up in price. And not by just a little bit. I'm talking about a good amount. Going up a very, very good amount. This comes from PlayStation itself. In the United States, the PlayStation 5 base console, and I believe they're going up today. Like today marks the day where they're going to be going up in price. The PlayStation 5 base model will be going up to $649. The digital edition will be going up to $599. And the PlayStation 5 Pro will be going up to, get this, $899. I mean, I think that's a wrap, my friends. My console boys, I think that is a wrap. I think we're now being forced to move out of the consoles, us console boys, because if we're going to be getting the current generation PlayStation 5 Pro now being priced at $900, which with tax is easily going to be very, very, if not past $1,000, then we have lost. We have lost. $1,000 for a console? I think it's time, boys. Like we no longer have a choice. There is no choice anymore. If you were going into this like wanting to game or whatever, or upgrade your gaming experience, and you're thinking like, well, I'll just wait for the new consoles, or should I get a PC? I think if you wait for the new consoles, you're going to be looking at consoles that are at least going to be like 800 to 1,200 to start for a console. Now, that to me is not good. This is kind of like when the PlayStation 3 came out, when it was launched. The launch price was $600 back in 2005, 2006, around there. That was insane. That was unbelievable. And I don't think that there's going to be any price reduction coming soon. After this goes into effect today, I think from now on we can expect to only go up. And this is a current gen. Imagine next gen, which will be in about, I think, 2 years. This is over. I mean, we're console gaming, as we know, is now actually going to be harder and harder to support with these prices. I think it's over. I really do. And I've been on the fence about switching over to PC, but I think with this latest news from PlayStation, I think it's clear cut that we cannot continue to be console gamers because it's financially going to be about the same price as gaming on a PC, or around there. A little bit more, maybe even a little less. But like, I don't think that this is a very intelligent way to spend your money on gaming. I think we've now come to a point where the console might be killing itself. Which is, I mean, this is PlayStation. Xbox could be different, but having Xbox, having these prices come out, after Xbox already made their price changes last year, it's only going to go up from now. So, hey, we had a good run as console gamers. We had a great run. We had the 360, the PS3, the One, the PlayStation 4, the Series, the One X, PS4 Slim, Series X, Series S, PlayStation 5. We had a good run. We had a great run. But that run is now over. I remember I bought my Xbox Series X for about $500. Now you can't even freaking. That's like unheard of now. I think it's like now like at least $650 right now, which is insane. But like, I don't even know. Like, it's a sad day. It really is. Last topic of the day will be about sports, and this is going to be a short one, but I think it's kind of worth talking about. If you didn't know, the World Cup is approaching very fast. In June will be the World Cup in the United States, in Canada, and in Mexico. And I'm a huge fan of the United States men's national team, right? I root for them hard. And I've been with them. I've been following them for a long time. Through many World Cups, I've always been a United States supporter through and through. And we've been in this weird, very strange cycle of us being called good, us being called the golden generation, our team being called, we're like a good manager away from being really good. Well, I'm not seeing that at all, actually. We had recently two friendlies, or two lead-up friendly games against top European nations in Belgium and then in Portugal. We lost to Belgium 5-2. Then we lost to Portugal 0-2. So, I mean, these are some pretty top dogs in Europe, and we're not even coming close. I know like 5-2 is terrible. That's a rough score. It's a blowout. But 2-0, Portugal beats us 2-0. We have a new coach, European dude. We wanted this guy. They made a scene for this guy. They were hyped for this guy. and we can't even win these games. We can't even draw. We have like the best players we've had ever on this squad. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not feeling too hot about this team right now. Now, I've been very busy these past few days. I haven't been able to watch any of the games, but seeing these scores, it's not very encouraging for someone like me who rides for this team, who wants this team to win, who's invested a lot of time in watching their games to, build up to the World Cup competition. We didn't have to qualify this year because we hosted, so we kind of got a freebie with that. But and the last times we qualified, we like barely qualified. So you could say that, this is not we're not in a stable position of world soccer dominance, not even close when we should be. So this is very concerning. We haven't really had the results that we needed to have against these top tier teams, top tier countries actually. So I'm very, 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 very worried about this World Cup campaign. Now, we're not going to be playing Portugal or Belgium in our group stage games, but I don't want to, when it comes to the World Cup, bro, like these guys are going to be playing for their country. Like they're going to be playing vicious. Like our games are going to be Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey are our group stage games. Like we could easily lose every single one of those games just because of, we could play down to the competition, stuff like that. It's like we I don't think our discipline is there yet as a nation's team. Like we need to be much more disciplined about how we approach these games. And I just think we're not there yet. I thought this coach would be able to install that to us, but I guess it's just not working. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm not seeing any results from this dude's hiring that I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm glad we got this guy. I'm not seeing that. So I'm very, very worried about this World Cup campaign coming in 2 months. Like, this is not good at all. It's very concerning. I think even if you don't like soccer that much, like you should want like our boys to play well and to win and compete. So far, we're not really doing that at all. And it's like, how come? What? Fix this? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't know. It's very concerning to me, but I just thought I'd kind of share my thoughts on that. To me, losing like that to these countries is just unacceptable. And that's going to be it for me today, people. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Remember, you can find this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube at Intelligent Moron with Alex Silva. New episodes drop every Thursday morning. Make sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, and do all that good stuff. Yes, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I will see you guys next week.